Look, people, it's not your imagination. Things are getting much worse. The ship is definitely sinking. And if you're looking for a plan B or an escape route to get you off of the sinking of the USS America, this is the video for you. Let's get to it. Buenos dias, familia. ¿Qué tal? It's your boy Big Will with Go Explore Panama. And today it's going to be a serious topic because it's a serious matter, no doubt about it. It's been on my mind to do a video like this for a while, and I've been hesitant because I didn't know what to say. Sometimes I like to prepare things so that I don't go too far off script. Going off script gets you in trouble with YouTube censors and all that good stuff. But we are here today to talk about the collapse of the United States of America. Where to begin? So 5 years ago, we made a decision to get out of the matrix. We saw what was coming. The historical precedent was quite clear. We had just had a raging mad president cut all kinds of services starting in 2017. Both of us worked closely in DC with the federal government. We got to see the slaughter up close in 2017. Entire scientific staffs were gone, rules were changed. One of my customers, the Department of Justice Office of Violence Against Women, was completely shut down. That's the office that helps, women and escape abusive relationships, and they completely defunded it. They've gutted the Civil Rights Division of DOJ, so I'm not going to waste time going over every single sundry thing that has happened. Just suffice it to say this: 5 years ago, we made a decision to escape, and like many of you probably thinking about that decision now, it was a little nerve-wracking because we didn't know what to expect, and we grew up in the United States. All of us have, at least most of us watching this video. Hey Canadians, thank you for watching. But we grew up in the Matrix, and the Matrix did a good job at indoctrinating us, not teaching us, but indoctrinating us with certain belief systems. And one of those belief systems is that the U.S. is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and everything else is less than. So we had to get over the fear of moving to a country that might be less than in order to secure our safety. And whoa, big surprise. We found out that that's just a myth. Look, life outside the U.S. is much better in most cases. The only places I can think of worse than the U.S. at this moment are active war zones. So almost everybody else is going to give you a better way of life. Lower cost of living, less crime, less political division, no manufactured inflation, just the litany of things. So, like I said, going back to the historical precedent, we had a president who cut and slashed, ignored an ongoing global pandemic, and we ended up with refrigerated morgue trucks because we didn't have enough place to put all the dead people. Other countries didn't experience that. Other countries did what they were supposed to do. They had real lockdowns. They stopped business. They stopped human contact, and they got better. But for the love of money, we kept going, and you see what happened. And then as he was leaving the White House, he organized a whole insurrection. And that was the last straw for us, seeing people attack. Once I saw white supremacists attack their hollow grounds, I knew it was a wrap and it was time for us to leave. And I'm betting many of you are starting to feel that same way because things have only gotten worse in the 5 years since we've been gone. So let me see if I can give you a quick recap of where you are right now. The city of DC is under federal occupation by military force. By the way, I don't know if Americans remember this, but there's something called the Posse Comitatus Act that forbids the military from taking action on U.S. soil. So, all those rules, all the things that we thought checks and balances that we thought were in place to protect us really depended on like a gentleman's agreement and people playing nice with each other. And we're witnessing what happens when people ignore all of those norms. So DC is under occupation. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers have been cut, sliced, throats cut, jobs lost. Agencies have been slashed. We've lost entire departments within agencies that are responsible for our safety and well-being. Let's see, FAA has lost people, EPA has lost people, HHS, Health and Human Services, CDC, the people who were researching cures of cancer, they're not doing that anymore. USDA, Food Safety and Inspection Service, one of my former customers, they do meat inspections. They're not doing that anymore. Their budget's been slashed. Department of Education is about to go away. And Black history is illegal.
Dreaming of Panama, white sand beaches, vibrant culture, maybe even a pet sloth sounds amazing, right? But then reality hits. Where do you even begin? Visas, banking, figuring out if your toaster oven can even cross borders legally? Spoiler alert, probably not. Trying to navigate a new country without a guide is like trying to build IKEA furniture with only a picture of a finished product. You'll just end up with extra parts and a strong desire to just lie on the floor. That's where the Go Explore Panama relocation guy swoops in like a superhero with a clipboard and a really good tan. This isn't just a guide, y'all. It's your personal Panamanian cheat sheet. We've crammed all the nitty-gritty details, the insider tips, and the don't get scammed secrets into one easy to follow guide. From finding the perfect neighborhood to understanding the local cultures and which hand gesture not to use. We got you covered. Think of it as your essential first step before you accidentally try to pay for groceries with Monopoly money. We've all been there, right? Stop dreaming and start doing. Grab your Go Explore Panama relocation guide today and make your move to paradise as smooth as a fresh mango smoothie. Because the only thing you should be stressing about is which beach to visit first.
So the writing is on the wall. Look, this is one of the reasons why I get nervous about going off script, because I tell the truth. The U.S. was founded as a white supremacist enclave, and that is what it's always going to be. I think the sooner people come to terms with that, the better off we all would be. When the U.S. was founded, the Constitution only allowed for rich, white, land-owning men to have a say in this government. Women weren't allowed, and certainly people of color weren't allowed. And everything that's happening right now is taking them back to that. This U.S. Census has been telling us since 2000 that by 2040, the United States will be a minority-majority country, which means white people will not be in control of the system they set up anymore. And we're witnessing the backlash of that fear of loss of political and economic power. And it's going to get worse. So, what do you do about it? Do you stay and suffer, or do you make a change and move on someplace? If you're thinking about making a plan B and heading for the exit doors before it's too late, you're in the right place. We set up Go Explore Panama because when we got to Panama, we discovered again that we had been living a lie, and that life outside the U.S. was actually pleasant and enjoyable. We're no longer on that hamster wheel, the rat race. The stress levels have gone way down. So we started Go Explore Panama because we were so excited with what we found. We wanted to share the good news with people and help people get out of harm's way. When we made this move, we didn't have any help. We went online, there were some groups that we joined, and we asked for help, but people mean well, but everybody has a different answer. It's like that telephone game you learned in elementary school. If you sit in a circle with 20 people and whisper something, by the time it comes back to you, you're going to hear 19 different versions of that same thing. So we got help from people meaning well, but we didn't have any licensed, informed, verifiable information help. And that's what we're providing to you. you have a unique opportunity. We are hosting the Go Explore Panama Relocation Summit on September 13th and 14th. And those are going to be 2 days of intense workshops designed to connect you with all the information and experts you need in order to make a soft landing here in Panama. You're going to be able to speak directly to immigration attorneys, English-speaking doctors to discuss your health care and accessing the public health care and private health care system here, what insurance works here, if you're a military vet, how do you get access to your benefits here. We're going to have real estate experts talking about the best places to live, how much it's going to cost for you to live, things that you need to know if you're going to be purchasing property here. Because look, real estate in Panama is different. You need to be aware what you need to know in order to rent an apartment. We're going to have financial experts, health insurance providers, expats who have started businesses so they can share their stories with you about navigating the bureaucracy here, so some of the success stories. You'll hear from other expats that made the same decision that you made and how their life has changed and what's going on. You'll hear from tax experts so that you can plan how to protect your wealth, because living here is pretty sweet. Panama does not tax U.S.-based income, and the IRS allows you to exempt your first $120,000 of U.S. Income from your taxes because you're a foreign resident. So our tax hit is nil. All we pay is our Social Security and Medicaid contribution. It's about $12,000. So life is pretty sweet. I'm not mad about my taxes paying for bombs and starving kids in Gaza. So y'all have to forgive me. I'm walking a dog and I stopped because this was on my mind. This is an important subject and I really wanted to get this out to you. So excuse the sweat. I'm on a cynical steroid. You can see people walking behind me. And I wanted to get this done because it is important. And I want to make sure I'm doing everything possible to provide people with good quality information on helping them make their plan B. So the virtual summit will be held the 13th and 14th of September. The sessions will be available for replay if you can't join all the sessions. So the goal of this is to create a perfect roadmap, a cheat sheet that you can refer to time and time and time again over the next months or years as you plan your own escape. The cost for all of this is only $149 for VIP access, and VIP access ensures that you get access to those replays anytime you want to. If you don't want to pay the VIP access, you can still attend the conference in real time. You just have to be there live. If you miss a session, you're not going to be able to go back and see it, but you can still attend the conference for $79. So this is an extremely good opportunity. There's nothing else on the market where you can get this kind of information for that price and be able to speak directly. Look, people are paying $2,000 and $3,000 for in-person relocation tours to get the same information that you're going to get for $149. So it's a pretty good deal, and I really encourage people to take hold of it. Things are getting dire there, and you can use the hope strategy and just keep your fingers crossed and hope it gets better. But you see, it's not. It's progressively getting worse, and this is only the 7th month. It hasn't even been a full year yet, and things are dire. I don't know. I don't want to be all doom and gloom. I try to be upbeat about it, but look, this is a serious matter. So I hope people take heed. I really hope that you can join our relocation summit. The link is going to be below for you to register and reserve your place. Once again, this will be replayed. You will be able to have access to all of this knowledge and information for weeks and months and years to come. So please do yourself a favor and get access to this information before it's too late. All right, well, that's Domino telling me that it's time to go. So thank you for joining us on this powerful and informative episode of Go Explore Panama. Let me put this quick disclaimer out there. I know some Americans watch this show and they're supporters of the guy in the White House, and they like to spew a lot of hate and bigotry and nonsense online. Keep scrolling. Don't even make a comment. I'm just going to delete it. So if you got something to say about my opinion or my politics, just leave it. Keep it to yourself. I don't care. Nobody cares. Okay? But with that said, thank you so much for joining us. Please, please, please like and subscribe so that we can continue to grow and share the good news with like-minded people like yourself. Not that guy who's mad, but you the one that's listening right now and needs the help. This is why we're here for. So take care, and until next time, ciao.